Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
God
Welcome
damn
to
it.
the south-afrifur Pawdcast. um,
God damn it. No, it
hey,
just
look,
made me sad.
honestly, what?
No, it just made me sad.
I'm sorry.
Okay, continue.
Uh, I actually said this beforehand anyway, like 2 minutes ago,
Oh,
and that's exactly how I decided to do it.
okay.
That's the reason why I was nervous.
Okay.
I was
Well,
afraid that I would like hit a pitch like twice as high as normal. Like
oh,
good. Any
yeah.
case.
Thank goodness you didn't do that.
Yep. Otherwise, I'd be yodeling. Any case, tonight's guest, as some of you might have seen, is Snow Fangs. He is the. I thought you. Okay. Just link him to the chat.
Oh, okay, one sec.
Um, he is the. Oh my god.
Curator,
Curator, moderator,
something like that.
janitor, cleanup crew, um, creator of of the G Plus group star open bracket furries in capitals close bracket star obviously on G Plus, and there's around about over 7,500 members on there as it is. And we're going to be talking to him tonight, and we're going to sort of find out exactly how it came to be. What year did it actually start, Snow Fangs? You can actually say hello now, by the way.
Hey guys, it's me, Snow Fangs. I started the community in about, it must have been around about December 2013.
Mm-hmm.
December 2013, that's sort of when it all started to take flight.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite slow back then, but things have been growing exponentially, which is great.
I mean, it was.
It's around about
Yeah,
what was
it was Google Plus back in 2013. Of course, it was going to be slow.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Google Plus definitely had its boom just about a year ago,
Mm.
which is quite evident in the rise of the members since then.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, Raccoon is obviously beginning to ask specific questions. Snowfangs being a south-afrifur, those of you guys who don't know. Snowfangs and Wolfie Blue Waffles, who is his second in command. But yeah, Snowfangs is the leader of that group of, again, 7,500 furries, which is one hell of a sort of achievement, one would guess. Waffles is on as well. Hello, Waffles.
Whoa.
And Raccoon is obviously asking you, why has he never heard of you, Mr. Snowfangs?
Well, to be honest, I have actually been hiding. I was very shy of the South African group. I always felt a little bit nervous to get involved, and that's the exact reason why I went international, because I felt a little bit more anonymous and I felt a little bit more open to do that. But now that I've sort of gained the confidence on the international side, I've been trying to sneak in slowly but surely onto the South African side. But yeah, I have been hiding, I must admit.
What were you hiding from?
You know,
Who were you
it's
hiding
very-
from? Dum dum dum.
No, guys, don't do this to me.
Don't worry about it.
You know what they say. What's the term? It's a small village or something down those lines. And you do something, everyone finds out about it.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So.
Apparently, Raven songs that you were says that you were hiding from hobos.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't think so, Raven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jeez. Waffles is drinking wine. That's great. We don't have any wine.
Oh,
Bitch.
Oh, I think
Waff,
I
you're
might
just
have.
making fun of me, right?
No.
Uh,
King says that you were hiding from Raccoon. Anyway, moving on from that very, very swiftly. So, obviously, now you started this group. What was the exact sort of reason as to why? Obviously, there was something that started this idea. You probably pulled in a couple of people that you knew as well.
Yeah.
Like, how did that begin?
Yes, indeed. So, like I said, I was a little bit shy and nervous of what I was and what I was getting involved in, and I felt like I needed to create something. I needed to create and it was initially called something down the lines of new furs or newbie furs or something like that. And what I wanted to create was a place for new furs to get together and feel that they can be accepted amongst each other because they were new. Because you know how people can be sometimes they're nervous to get into a group because everyone's been doing it for so long and everyone's knows what they're doing. So that was my intention, was to create this group for like new furries, and that's how it was. And that's I had about 6 people, and we just had our fun. We post things here and there, and it sort of grew on. And once we hit about 100 members, I couldn't have it as new furries anymore. So that's when the name change happened. But yeah, that was the initial start. It was to create that beginning place so that furry could get together and feel that okay, they're all on the same level, the same platform.
And I mean, if you, you recently put up a poll on your website, or Wolfie or Waffles did, saying that, or asking the question, when did you guys start? And I mean, if you look at the percentages here, out of 116 people who voted so far, 42% say that they're less than a year. 2 to 3 people say, 28% say that they're 2 to 3 years. 11% say 3 to 4. And then obviously from there it goes sort of like down. So it's 42 and 28, which makes up about 60%, 70%. 70% of the actual group that you have there. So I mean, in essence, your initial idea and perspective is still going through.
Yes, indeed. I like to keep the community open for any kind of fur, and if you do go through the rules or the description, I do have it that it's available for everyone, and I try to keep the rules general so that everybody can feel that it's their kind of place to be.
I mean, and obviously with such a large group of people, and I mean, you've had to get a lot more what's the word? Moderators and things like that who are working out. And since, I don't know, South Africa and the vast majority of Europe are sort of stuck in between, I guess, the bigger groups of furs, it does kind of become a little bit more difficult.
Yes. I do. We do have a system for that, which I've been sort of progressively working on, and that's that I have moderators across the time zone spectrum. I have 2 moderators on the west coast of the USA. I have 1 moderator on the east coast. Then there's Waffles and I, who are down here in South Africa, and then I also have another guy up in Europe. So that's those 2 places. And then moving on, we have a guy in Japan, and I'm hoping to grab another 2 guys from Australia. So that sort of spectrum is covered so that I can feel confident that there's always going to be someone around at any given time to help someone.
Yeah,
None
of that like mods are asleep, post ponies kind of things.
Nope. Nope.
So, I mean, what can you, and now just sort of a question in respect to demographics, since you have people pretty much all over the world. Hello, new British Empire. Sorry, that was an old joke. It's terrible. Moving on.
I don't get it.
Like, what?
I don't get it.
The British Empire used to be called the land of the never-setting sun, so because God couldn't trust them at night.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, reference to old school. Any case. So furry empire, if we can call it that, because God probably won't trust us at night. Anyway, so your demographics, where are the majority of your furs from?
That would be the United States, naturally, at 36.72% of people.
No, I suppose that's just where the biggest audience is in general.
Yes, that is the biggest audience. They come from the US.
Them with their frickin' fur cons every second weekend. Ugh.
Oh my word, yeah.
So jelly.
So many fur cons.
Much
So
jelly. So much jelly. Come on, guys. When are we gonna have it down here?
Soon.
Everybody jiggle. Soon.
I'm seeing the build up. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we speak
Continue.
about that.
Ivik,
Yes?
did we lose you?
Yes? No?
Not quite.
Hey?
Not quite.
I lost. Look, in all fairness, my train of thought went directly into a tunnel. I think it's derailed, and I think about half the passengers are burning to death now. So,
Vivid,
yeah, good.
maybe.
Okay, cool. So anyway, from one of those passengers that has just run out of the other side, one of the other questions that I have, like, obviously, I mean, you're South African, Waffles is South African, I'm South African. Asbjorn, who's also on there, is South African. Direwolf is actually South African. I hate
Yes.
saying the word so often. South African.
You could
Yes,
just say from here.
from here. But then people don't necessarily understand the context of here.
Oh, people.
I said it 252 times, but somebody might miss it somewhere down the line. In any case, so I mean, out of those demographics, because obviously since you're the creator, you can actually pull those demographics for us. How many people are in fact from South Africa and on that group?
Just give me 1 second. See if unfortunately, it does. It seems that we're so small that it doesn't want to show up.
Wow.
What?
Way to represent.
I know it's sad. Maybe if I set it to some huge number, we can find it.
Ugh.
Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, but I got a lot to go through, so that we can move into the next. Oh, wait, here we go.
Ha!
17th position. 17th position. I can't give you a specific number, but it's 17 out of 91.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad at all. No.
That's actually pretty awesome. I'm
Uruguay.
assuming like
Uruguay is at last.
Uruguay. Okay,
Uruguay
what's
is
second
last.
last? Estonia?
Syria.
Syria.
Slovakia, Seychelles. Who knows how to spell that?
Seychelles.
Seychelles, yeah. Peru, Panama, Nepal, Namibia, Mozambique.
Oh, Nam first.
There are people from Mozambique on the group.
Yeah, we've had one login from someone from Mozambique.
Huh.
Like-
Botswana?
Like an login.
I don't see Botswana, I see Bolivia.
Okay, and where does Russia sit in all this? They're actually beginning to grow quite exponentially, I think.
Are they?
Russia. Oh, Russia's sitting at number 4.
Huh? Told you, Scratch.
In the past month, we've had 139 views from Russians.
That ain't half bad.
So, how much interaction do you as a moderator have with the community that's not just like, wielding the banhammer kind of thing?
Well, like I've said to a lot of people, I miss the days when I could actually pop up on the community and actually view every single post and maybe interact with them. Unfortunately, with the growth that we've had, I'm not able to be that involved anymore. I do try, but I try to keep my involvement more of the holding the banner and making the big announcements and things like that. I like to sort of so people understand that, because I hate to comment on someone's post and then another guy comes to me and being like, why didn't you comment on my post? Or it makes me feel bad.
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So yeah, with the growth, unfortunately, I've had to be a little bit less involved. But that's where Wolfie Blue, I must say, or Waffles, I should say, he tends to do a lot of being with the community sort of interaction, and that's great. They need that.
Yeah, otherwise you just leave the poor people in the dark.
Yeah, but progressively everyone's become quite independent in terms of interacting with each other, and it's really great to see that. It's really great to see that we don't have to poke them to become involved. They actually do quite well at it on their own.
Oh, that's really cool.
So I mean, what's the general age rating between, again with demographics again? Like obviously it's a fairly young group of people, from what I've seen.
To my knowledge, I think we've done a poll on this in the past. Let me just bring up the polls, and I can give it to you directly as it was answered.
I was thinking that if I can remember that poll myself, I'd say that it's anything between 13
Mm.
At the lower echelons to, in fact, 11. I swear I saw an 11-year-old on there at one point.
Jeez.
All
I
the way
wouldn't be
to 18
surprised.
being your massive, like your huge demographic, and then it just literally tapers off.
Well, I mean, it's quite evident along the entire furry sort of spectrum.
Mm.
Most of us are around about that teenager age. It's that's what it seems to be at.
I think in South Africa that's more the case, but if you look at the rest of the world, I think your median or your middle sort of area is around about 21, 22.
Mm.
Mm.
Anything between 17 and 25 is where you'll find your massive one, where yours is far lower.
Mm. All right, I've got
Where is
the
that?
I've got it over here. Of a total 203 votes, 13 to 19 would be the most at 72%.
Jeez.
Sheesh! That is a
Yep.
huge jump. Nice.
And you made a good point. So we do maintain that original concept that I wanted from the
Yeah.
beginning.
From that new kids having
Yeah.
a place to sit and chat kind of thing.
Yes, indeed.
That's pretty cool. Glad you still have that like
So am I.
sorted.
I see we have some jokers around though, because it seems that a couple people voted that they were over 100 years old. I don't know if they're dragons or something, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
Them slippery Durgans.
Yeah, the dragons.
Dragons is.
Oh man. I wonder how old I am in Durgan years.
Well, that's interesting. Like, now obviously I'm gonna be speaking about the demographics of the WikiFur site. Now, obviously, they're looking at the survey indicates a comparatively young fandom with a third, 33.2%, of respondents reporting their ages between 15 and 19. The average age is 23.28, and yeah, which is younger than the UC Davis indicated figure of 24.6. So yeah, that's actually kind of interesting that your sort of group caters more towards the very young groups.
Like
Yes, indeed.
the real early adopters.
Mm. And how do you handle like people say, well, we'll call it far younger than you? Is there a way that you download download the news, change everything? Sort of deal with things, say, the attention seekers, the drama seekers, the drama llamas, etc. How do you deal with that kind of stuff?
Well, in terms of attention seekers, like sometimes we get people who want to post a lot or post all kinds of things that aren't relevant or things like that. We do have a limit of 3 consecutive posts per day. But on the note of attention seekers, and this is something I'm very happy about, is that the community actually works together on these kind of people. At first, you'll see them trying to maybe tell them not to do it or whatever, but then they actually then tag us so that we can come and deal with situations. So there's always somebody who's willing to bring us into the situation if they really actually need the help. So I have to thank the community very much for that support that they give us, because yes, we're like 9 moderators now, but we need those call outs to pinpoint where there's problems.
Hmm. Okay. And I mean, I hear you're an artist as well. I
Yes.
see you're an artist as well. And obviously, the 2 pictures that we have for our Tumblr blog, as well as for furry.fm, obviously you drew them yourself. So, I mean, how long have you been arting?
It's hard for myself to even track this question, but I probably became serious about drawing in about maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half. Since I became a furry, and I must just say, a lot of people say they became a furry from starting to draw like animals, and then they started to realize that they were becoming a furry. And I've heard that one a lot. But I, in fact, didn't draw a single thing before I became a furry. It was actually becoming a furry that made me interested in artwork.
Second
Yes.
story here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I sort of played around, did some doodles. In fact, I admit to doing a lot of tracing. I did a lot of tracing in my starting days. And then, but
Everybody
only about
does.
a year and a half ago that I actually really start becoming serious about it. So yeah, a year and a half.
And you've been in the fandom how long?
I'd say 5 years now, maybe a little bit more than 5 years.
Okay. And now, I mean, obviously, hold on.
Don't die.
Try not to.
No, don't die on air. That's bad for
Sorry.
business.
Yeah, I'll wait for the hour and a half to go by,
Yeah.
and then I'll just slowly just lie down and curl
Yeah,
up.
just, yeah.
Freak out.
Just like keel over on your own time.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, what was it? 5 years ago was what? 2010. It was about 2 years into the FURRIES forums actually being up and things like that. When did you actually find that there was in fact a South African community?
It wasn't that long afterwards. Trusty old Google told me that there was one in South Africa, ZFR. And I took my shot at trying to join, but at the time, I believe there were problems, and those problems involved, I had to email an admin, and then I would receive my password or my username, or it wasn't a simple process, and unfortunately, in the process, things didn't work out so great, and I actually never got to get onto the forum.
Oof.
And have you successfully done that now?
Yes, I have, in fact, only as of a month ago.
That's not cool.
My account was still there. I was able to, now that everything had seemed to be fixed and whatnot, I was able to recover my password and look at my account and things like that. So my account is still there, and it still is that much old, but I've never actually interacted with it for those reasons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Raccoon has actually said that they were dealing with capture issues and
Yes, I think
bot
they were
issues.
bots. Yeah,
Yeah.
the bots. Yeah, that was the reason. In fact, it was Snow that actually told me about it. That's how I knew. That's how I knew why I couldn't get on.
Which Snow is this?
Jonathan Snowdown, or
Oh, of course.
as I
yeah.
last knew him.
Snowy.
Yes,
Asbjorn.
Snowy. In fact, I more know him as Papa Bear.
Mm. There are a lot of people who still
Yeah.
remember him as Papa Bear. But yeah, so obviously it took you a fairly long time to get back into the community, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, and our community, I think, has grown quite a lot since. What was?
Yes, indeed. I don't know if it's what should I say, sorted this way, but if I look at okay, the members list, it doesn't seem to be alphabetical. So I can see that there's been a lot of, if I go back to where my name is on the ZFR, I can see there's been a lot of new people hopping onto the forum since I had joined, and it's a really big number since the community started, or the forum started, up to where I joined, and from where I joined to where it is now, the growth has been really large.
If I can remember, when we first started the podcast back in Scratch,
Year and a bit ago.
2014.
Yeah, year and a bit.
2014.
Yeah.
September 2014, the 21st. I think, and Raccoon might be able to back me up here, but I think at least over 100 people have joined, of which 20 are active. So yeah, I mean, it's a fair amount of people. A lot of people lurk.
Yeah, no, that's the big thing, especially on my communities. If I look at returning visitors and versus their posting, a lot of returning visitors don't necessarily post, but I mean, they don't have to. They're just there to sort of read up on the news or see what's happening. You know, they don't have to really interact. Well, not all of them, at least. At least that it's there for them to sort of see what's going on.
Yeah,
I looked.
I would say that you are probably the largest internationally acclaimed group out there. Not sure if you would.
We were for a brief
On G+.
on Google Plus, yes.
Mm.
We were for a time,
And then the
but,
other furries took over, or Furry
yeah,
Plus.
in fact, that group was it was at least 1,000 members ahead of us, and we sort of gradually were able to overtake them. But I came to a point where I had to close the community. I had to close free joining because trolls were just becoming unbearable. We had to actually just close it and cap it and sort of let members through slowly.
Mhm.
And during that time, that other community was able to overtake us again. So we are second again.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, overtaking is it's a give take there, haha. Because the thing is that obviously you managed to fix a troll problem, and they probably have a big troll problem now.
Quite possibly, yes.
Are you in any way sort of connected with the person who, say, runs the other big group or not?
No, in fact, we're not in good waters, and not because of the communities themselves, but for other reasons. I
Oh,
keep my distance away from there. But we do have a moderator. We have a moderator. I have a moderator in my group who is a moderator over there, I believe. That's the only connection that we really have.
okay. Well, that's
So
interesting.
so you do have spies on the inside at least.
Oh,
Um,
I probably could use him as a spy. I'm sure he's more on my
yeah.
side.
Or shall we say a mole?
He's a tiger. He's a
He's a
deadly.
bit of, I'd say that he's a fox in the hole.
Nah.
Oh.
Ease
Any
up
case.
there, fucking papyrus.
um, yeah. Any case, so obviously, like, so you don't have a lot of contact with some of the other groups. I know that I'm on both of them. I get updates from both of them. I tend to get 131 emails a day.
Oh.
Pisses me off so badly.
You
I
can
should
filter
turn,
that crap, right?
I
I
know I should turn notifications off or
I do
something.
have I am in contact with one other one. It is, I believe it's called, what was it? It was Furry Plus.
Yeah,
Furry
I'm on that.
Plus, I think. Yeah, yeah. It's furry fandom that overtook us or bigger than us. Furry Plus is
That
still
was,
alright. I'm in contact with them.
yeah. Um, so I mean, what exactly is the like in comparison to say the image sharing groups and things like that, say Fur Affinity and things like that? Obviously, a lot of people, and I remember there was a big deal about the idea that people were stealing art and doing this and doing that, and oh no, they took my OC. Oh no, they did that. Like, I mean, how do you handle that?
That's actually quite a tough thing. The whole, he stole my he took my OC, or he traced it, or this and that. It's a bit more tricky. We have to get sort of involved, or a little bit more in depth involved. But the first thing we do is we remove the post, because leaving the post on just causes a lot of raucous. Everyone's on and moaning and complaining and talking and whatever. So we remove the post and we get into contact with them specifically. I pull them over into a group and I see what's going on. And it's not such a problem, but it can be a bit tricky sometimes. The more my problem, is people just sort of taking an artwork. Falvy, oh my word. If you type in furries in Google Images, there's going to be a lot of Falvy artwork. I'm sure you can
Yeah.
agree with me.
Mm.
And then they just type it in and they pull it over and they throw some colors on it and they rename it and they call it their own. That's where my problem lies. And we're very strict against that. The post just gets deleted, just like that, just taken off right away. If somebody posts an artwork, they don't edit it or they don't call it their own. We urge them to at least give the artist, or at least somebody to give the artist.
Or a
But
link.
if we yes, exactly. Or if the artist's name is clearly on the artwork, then that's all right. But if we so much as see something that's traced or colored over or named over, it's just gone in an instant.
I've seen some terrifying color overs as well. I've
Ugh.
paint block and just go, whoa, this is my OC, and you're sitting there going like,
For reals?
the hell is that?
There was one just the other day. It's such a everyone knows this picture, so I'm very confused as to how the person could possibly think they could get away with it. In fact, I'm gonna post it in the chat right now, just that you guys can look at it.
Yes, please. More of that. I, I, I don't know. It's probably a case of just some people. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a stunning thing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Scratch, explain that to the people who don't know what that is.
The Dunning-Kruger effect is basically like people who are incompetent don't know they're incompetent until someone points it out. That
And then they fight it.
No, well, how you react to it is a completely different like ball game altogether. But just the Dunning-Kruger effect, it states that it's difficult for someone to see how incompetent they are, like because they are incompetent, or incompetent or smart or anything really that they think they are that they're not.
I've heard another
Hashtag
term for
zero.
that, which I think it's something down the lines of special snowflake. Special snowflake.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Alright, so there, I put it in. Just let me know if you can't open it up. I did remove it off the community, but Google allows us to still revisit posts even though that they're removed. I'm 100% sure everybody's going to know this image.
I need to see this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Matte blue and matte. What is that? Gray over all the other colors.
Yeah. Wow.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Well then.
Oh, Microsoft Paint's come a long way.
Yep, no, it has. A lot of people use it still.
And we can't all afford Photoshop. Myself included. Like I have to use the free
That's why
stuff.
there's GIMP, dude.
I use...
Yeah, GIMP, Krita, that Open Canvas, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Psy.
I'll use anything that has a brush stabilization. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, with I'm going to keep going back to this entire thing. I know that one of the people was saying that why don't you just tell them to become more mature and things like that. And obviously, with a group that says it's between 13 and 18, you're kind of sitting there going like, it's kind of difficult to tell a person to be more mature when they really aren't in that age group to be mature.
Yep.
I mean, I know what I was like when I was 15.
You were insufferable.
Yes, thank you, Scratch. I was very insufferable. I agree with you.
Well, that's the nature, really. So.
And it's obviously at the time I thought I was like very, very mature, complaining about a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, everyone going through their teens thinks they're hot shit until the world just kicks them in the nuts.
Yeah. Neck. Yeah. The amount of overreactions. I think Scratch and I both had extreme overreactions up until we were, 22?
Maybe for you.
How bullshit!
Dude, I didn't have time for overreactions when I was at university.
No, you did. Squash overreactions, dude.
Yeah, but that's squash. That's when everything comes out. That's when I just get like rage.
He got so ragey, it was amazing.
Yeah, until I started beating you.
Yeah, no, that was fine. In fact, I preferred it when you beat me.
Yeah.
Because I think the game just got so much better. It was amazing. I loved that. Adrenaline rush.
Where
man.
were we? Oh yeah, maturity.
Yes, maturity, yes. So, Raven has wolf whistled.
Yeah, I see so.
Don't know. I told you no. Go away. Sorry.
I actually like the idea of someone beating someone. That's when it popped up.
Oh, yes. All sweaty. Every single article of clothing that I was wearing was sweaty after a game of squash.
The floor.
Scratches as all.
But anyway.
I was like, Sonic the Hedgehog. Because I used to annoy Scratch with my sliding on the wooden floors.
Yeah, freaking. I'm surprised like every time you ran into the wall, rings didn't like just pour out of your head. Yeah, and I still piss my opponents off with being like ambidextrous.
Yeah.
It really pisses some people off. Like, wow.
Look, if it's part of your game, it's part of your game. Any case, back to Snow Fangs. So, Neisner, right?
Yep.
What do you actually what are your intentions to study further on?
Well, I would. It's a bit difficult for me right now, but my dream goal is to get into animation. So I want to be able to sort of bring my artwork to life, and I want to be able to share it with a lot of people. I want to just sit there and know that like someone over there is like smiling at something that I did. So, but it's just that is my goal, and if I can get there, then I will grab it. I'll grab it with both hands. I'm probably going to be looking at having to go to some sort of animation university or college or institution or something. It's a bit blurry right now, but I'm trying my best to get into that.
Those things are kind of expensive though, but yeah, you can teach yourself a lot by like
Yes.
studying on your own as well.
Mm.
Stuff like the animator survival kit's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, most creative sort of industries, it's very much about the portfolio and the skills that you've been able to gain along the way, no matter how. But unfortunately, in this day and age, or at least in South Africa, paper means a lot.
Yeah, very true. Unfortunately. Like I was actually talking to a friend of mine who is a teacher at a drama college, and a lot of people who like send their of a lot of people whose kids go there, they ask for accreditation. And I'm like, and he keeps telling me, why does have you ever walked into an edition where they ask where you studied or like for a diploma or certificate or something like that? No, it's like how well you perform on stage. That's what they want. But
Yeah.
for some reason, accreditation is still, has to be
Yeah.
there, which is
And
silly.
it's very unfortunate, but it looks like it's not going to be changing anytime soon. So unfortunately, we just have to embrace it and do with what we do. We'll do the best we can with what we have.
Yeah, don't we all?
Hug the wall.
Whoa.
Scratches at your fan.
Yeah, quite possibly, yes. I was turning my face towards the fan. Apologies.
Yeah.
It is sweltering in my room.
It's
I'd kill
sweltering
for a
everywhere.
fan.
I kill for some air conditioning.
Someone fan me, please.
If Jason was here, he'd be all over you.
Yeah, fanboying doesn't work. You need like actual fan.
Yes,
And
no, that's what I need.
A literal fanboy.
I need one of those leaves, those reed leaf things.
Yeah.
I'm so close to making myself a hillbilly air conditioner. It's not even.
Well, I mean, hillbilly air conditioners work like a freaking bomb. You just put
Yeah.
like a whole bunch of ice into a cooler box and then put a fan on top of it.
Yeah, but then I have a freaking. Then I have ice to deal with eventually. Like
True.
all this melted
Not
ice.
Not if you do it right.
How? Like, like basically what I'd have to do is get dry ice and then, I die. Because if the room fills up with CO2, then I'm screwed.
Quick!
Keep your
someone
door up.
link DIY air cons.
Yeah.
Like I said, there are a few hillbilly aircons out there. Where were we?
Mhm.
How do we get here?
Palm fronds, heat,
Yeah.
fans.
Neisner. That's what we were.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and what
Oh,
you were
boy.
studying and all that cool shit.
Yeah. So I mean, like, and obviously you've. Have there ever been any sort of like high-profile people that actually join up on the group itself that you've noticed, or just like a whole bunch of people who say that they're high-profile but they're not?
Honestly, not to my memory. No, everyone sort of, no one really boasts or holds himself very high, and people that I perceive as being high profile are very casual. They don't make it very clearly evident. You actually just have to go look for yourself, and then you notice, okay, wow, these guys are big talk. But yeah, they hold to they're casual about it, and that's cool. No one really is,
No one like comes in there like freaking dick swinging.
yeah.
Everyone's like, oh
I-
yeah,
I-
look at me.
I had one incident once where somebody decided to like correct my missing comma in my like announcement, and that got a bit messy, but that's about as much as it gets.
That sounds like the drama of dramas.
Yeah, no,
You missed this comma. You're a retard.
he made it such a big deal. Like seriously, I left a comma out or something of that sort.
I'm not like killing children. It's a freaking comma that I missed.
Oh, and then he because I had missed out this comma, he said that I should find someone else more capable of doing my job.
Okay.
Wow.
Wolfie Blue can agree with me.
Oh,
He can
boy.
agree with me. If he's still around.
Yeah, I think he's still around. He's just not talking.
Some people are just like built-in tools.
Mm.
It's just like impossible for them to be, like decent human beings. Unfortunately.
New person has joined. His tool is drill bit.
But I can't stand people whose default setting is asshole. That just doesn't work for me.
Oh man.
Like, why would you go through your day like being mean to people for no good reason?
Yeah, well, I guess, look, I mean, the internet gives you a large amount of anonymity, and obviously you consider that kind of thing like small town syndrome.
Yeah.
I think that's the term you were looking for, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Snowy. Ugh, fangs.
Snowy's fine. Snowy. I go by Snow Fangs, Snow, or Snowy. Either one's fine.
Siffy. You're sci-fi.
No.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, like, obviously Raccoon's like, who was it? And you're kind of sitting there going like, confidentiality.
I couldn't tell you if I even tried. I've just so many people I wish I could even remember, or I don't wish I could remember. Huh.
Yeah. Well.
What's the worst thing that has actually happened to your group so far? Like from outside attacks
Troll attacks, troll raids, they get together on communities that are actually made for trolling, and then they just say, oh, we're doing a raid, and then you get like 10 people suddenly like posting and posting and posting just as much shit as they can. And it's really harmful stuff. We get pictures of bleach bottles, and they're like, we got to cleanse humankind from furries, and there's like furries dying in fires and people, and it's really nasty stuff. It's really nasty stuff. And that's been the worst. It's always those raids, and then we get groups. Specifically, there's groups called Cancer. Cancer likes to do raids, and you get a group called UTTP, which is YouTube Police, which is really stupid, but they get together, they do raids, and that's unfortunately why we had to close down joints. These people are, and I wish Google would do something. A lot of people report them, a lot of people do everything that they can, but Google doesn't really respond that much to it.
I mean, with people like that, obviously, it does become a little bit more difficult to, I think, handle that kind of thing. And I just don't necessarily understand where the hatred actually comes from. Have you ever actually like had contact with one of these people to ask them, look, I'm not here to hate on you, and I'd like you to listen, or I'd like you to tell me what exactly it is that you hate about us?
Dude, rationale does not work against trolls, straight up.
9 out of 10 times there is no reason. It's just
For the
there's no reason. It's frustrating, man. I've only successfully once been able to talk to one of them, and I don't know. It literally seems to be boredom and crowd mentality. Everyone else,
mob mentality.
Yeah, mob mentality. Everyone else is doing it, so let me do it. It's fun and whatever.
Yeah, oddly enough, that entire like the bleach thing, that actually came off of something that happened on YouTube. There was a person who was giving a very sort of heartfelt talk about her life and how things were going, and it wasn't doing too well and everything like that. And then people just like all out flame warred her all over her page, everywhere that they could find her. They went as far as to find her Facebook page and like literally like tracked her down and told her, drink bleach, kill yourself. And eventually she did.
Oh.
So essentially, like what you could say is that like no one person is beholden to that kind of idea.
Yeah. The proverb you're looking for is like no snowflake thinks he's responsible for the avalanche.
The things people say, they don't actually, they don't realize the full effect of it sometimes.
obviously now Honan actually mentioned something here, this entire idea of the Homestuck fandom. Now, the funny thing is that I've been trying to find out a lot about this Homestuck fandom, and I really just can't necessarily find out where it originated, how it originated, why it originated. It's just a comic that came out, and people are just like, it's like the bro army. Like this huge group of people going, you can't hate on Homestuck. Here's a whole bunch of new content and sex things. Um,
Ugh.
and you kind of sit there going like, so you guys are blaming other people for things that you're doing.
Are they?
Excuse me? Sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into Homestuck. Well, actually, no. I've looked a little bit into Homestuck, but as well, it's just it's nothing I've really figured out yet, at least.
And again, it's the same thing for, say, all this hype about Undertale. I mean, and I was speaking to a fur last night who's actually he's going to be a guest on our show soon. We were talking about Undertale, and he actually said, he doesn't get the hype. He's been trying to play the game, and at the end of the day, he's doing it not because he enjoys it, but because he's being forced to do it. You kind of sit there going, at the end of the day, when I found out about the game, I just kept myself off from all the hype, played the game, enjoyed it for what it was, and and at the end of the day, loved it. But I mean, that's about it. I mean, how does that work?
Another case, in a big case, or at least on Google Plus, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. It's funny that a lot of these Five Nights at Freddy's people don't call them. They're definitely not furries. They're so far away from furries. It's not even funny. They make it very clear that they're not furries. But it's the Five Nights at Freddy's community is so overhyped, and that's my opinion. Everyone's to their own, but I find that and I don't appreciate how they hate on furries sometimes and can say they're very far from furries, because I mean, if you look at the artwork, it's clearly evident.
Scratch, are you also getting a bit of interference?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But we're good, I think.
I think we're fine, yeah. I mean, and again, like obviously, one of the reasons why you're here is obviously, such a big fan base. Because I think furry touches on many different topics, including Five Nights at Freddy's, because there are legitimate furries who like Five Nights at Freddy's, as well as Undertale, probably out of Homestuck, and things like that. And I mean, like the amount of paws and pies are. That was a terrible analogy, but.
I don't know what you were trying to do there, honestly.
I was gonna say fingers, but that just makes it worse. I don't know. Any case, it's kind of difficult to see who's where and who isn't, and it must be so difficult for you to be able to say, well, because you say these things, you're kicked out, and then they come back and say, but I'm actually a furry, but I'm just doing this for the lulz.
That used to be the case, but now with the community being a closed group and members can only join on us accepting them, we're able to go through their profile a bit and see if they're actually furries. If there's no evidence of furries whatsoever, then they don't even get on in the first place. So,
but
yeah. We do allow fandoms such as Homestuck and Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, we allow them in, but as long as they show some sort of interest towards furries, then they're allowed to come on.
I mean,
there would be.
Sorry, go ahead.
Scratch. No, go right for it.
Akokage, when we had him on, said it pretty well. Like this whole idea of people being intolerant for someone liking something that you don't dislike, it's really hypocritical.
Yeah.
Like,
speaking of
like
Uncle Kage,
you're being an asshole about this thing that that you don't like, but that other people do like, and you're forcing them to accept your fandom or whatever, which is
I mean, from the beginning, as I said, we do allow we're accepting to all kinds of furries, and a very controversial thing that tends to happen on the community is that you do get bronies who are furries, and we allow them on so long as they, they don't start spamming ponies. And unfortunately, arguments form up, even if so much as even if someone so much as has a pony picture as their thing, somebody will comment on it, and it'll become a fight, and that can be tough. That can definitely be tough when people don't agree and they start to cause fights over silly things like that.
Yeah. Just quickly onto the point or the topic of Uncle Kage, and Raccoon's been sort of posting about that, and I've been wanting to say this, I think, since I heard about it. But obviously, his father passed away. What's it, about a week ago? And we'd like to sort of those of you who are listening, we do offer our condolences to him. And yeah, we just sort of wish a bit of strength for him. I mean, they called him, what's it, Grandpa Kage? And as Raccoon said, it seemed like he might have been a fur, and actually, I think he was. He used to go to conventions since around about 2009. So yeah, he's been around, and I mean, I think essentially it's a big loss for Uncle Kage personally. And yeah, I mean, condolences from our side for for the people who will actually ever get this far into our podcast on YouTube. But yeah, wow, your reference actually shared a video of him and his wife, Grandpa Kage and his wife, sort of sharing their 50th wedding anniversary at your reference.
Yeah, really nice.
So that's insane. That's awesome. So yeah, and I mean, and again, the community is so wide, so big, so it's almost kind of difficult to even put it into one box or the other.
Yeah.
Which is actually that's great for me. I like that idea. Not a fan of boxes.
Yeah, but like on the Venn diagram of interests that people have, it's hard to like isolate any one cell.
Yes, indeed.
It's really hard to sort of say that I am just interested in this, and I will try and like pry things apart. Like, I love video games and I love the furry fandoms. Therefore, like furry content pointed of like with video game like crossovers, I like that. But that's the kind of thing that could get me in trouble in certain places.
Yeah. And even then, I mean, like, how does that get you in trouble? Why should it get you in trouble? I mean, I like Sonic the Hedgehog. I like playing Sonic the Hedgehog. I have Sonic the Hedgehog plushies. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, above and beyond that, I mean, like, what's the word? I'm also I couldn't even call myself a brony, actually, but, like, I follow that kind of stuff as well. But the thing is that, I mean, why should I hate it for the content? Why should I be hated for the content of my house? You know? And I mean, it's a difficult question, and it's a difficult thing to handle as a moderator, I think. Because a lot of the time, people tend to be very, what do you call it? Judgmental, passive-aggressive, I think. And it comes to a point where you're sitting there going, you know, you're being like this, but what you're saying is okay, it's right and everything like that, but you're just taking it that one step to... You're being a dick, yeah.
You're being a tool.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one maxim I live by. Like, just don't be a dick. Seriously.
Yeah.
Axiom.
I think it all just falls down to respect.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, you can... Yeah. So many of the holy texts just like have that in common. Just don't be a dick. It's like general ideas. Don't kill people. It's part of don't being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't covet your neighbor's wife. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Seriously, it's simple stuff, man.
I was watching a stream just last night, and there was one rule, and that rule was don't be a dick.
Yep.
It's universal.
Yeah. So I mean, and when it comes to sort of content creation and things like that, I know that your site allows for people to, you know, share their art, and if it's original art, you tend to sort of have like, what's it, an art piece of the week and things like that.
Yes, indeed.
So is that just for like a little bit of publicity for them, or exactly how does that work?
It's a two-way thing. Well, first thing, it gets Okay, actually, it's a three-way thing. First reason, it's to get people to want to share their artwork, because a lot of the time, they share it and they feel that it might not get noticed or whatever. But at least it getting featured is a chance of it motivates them to share it. That's the first reason. The second reason is publicity. I do want to allow or make that somebody can get some extra publicities, get some comments, maybe feel good about it. So it's to help them. It's to help people feel motivated to actually share their artwork. And then third, it's a very tiny thing, but the artwork has to be shared in a specific place for it to get featured. And that way we're able to make people follow that rule of sharing their artwork in the right place, because they share it in the wrong place and then it doesn't get featured. So yeah, it's a bit of user control and
Undercover
motivation.
pedantry.
Yes, a little bit of motivation, a little bit of feel good for users, and yeah, a little bit of more control.
Cool.
Now, I mean, and again, like it's not necessarily that your age is an issue. Obviously, you seem to be a very mature, open-minded person. But has anybody ever commented on the idea that you were too young to actually be handling these people?
No, my age isn't actually something that a lot of people know of. In fact, my gender is not something a lot of people know of. I hosted a poll, and
Yes, I
it
remember.
was it was a 50-50. Most, or I think it was 44% of my followers thought I was female.
Wow.
So yeah, no, my age, I don't have that problem. Not many people know of my age nor of my gender, so that's not really a
And
problem for me.
an interesting part about that is that I was part of the 44%.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice.
Yep, you're welcome.
You sure know
Women.
how to read people, Isaac.
No, he posted a picture and it looked semi-female.
Oh
Wow.
come
It was
on,
it was so androgynous. Come on.
that was a ploy.
Eh?
And then I still responded with the same picture wearing a mustache, saying, "Am I more manly now?"
Winky face.
Yes.
Oh,
So
I
no,
remember that. I remember that
age is a
specific
problem.
thread. And I think to an extent I was like going, yeah, he's probably male. The vast majority of furries are male. Has to be male. Meh, female. Why not? Why would you ask the question of gender otherwise? That
Why
was
would,
kind of my
yeah.
entire idea.
Why
Uh,
would you go against your gut there?
I asked because a lot of people addressed me as he, she, her, and those female things.
Mm.
And it.
Don't know. Okay, I didn't get any it's, but I got a lot of he's, she's, and hers. I mean, she's and hers. Yeah. Or sort of coming up to me on a post or something, being like, "Excuse me, ma'am," or something like that.
It's a little bit funny.
That's pretty funny. The admins had a pretty good laugh about it. That's why we decided to do it. I must say that you mentioned age earlier on, and I think we're all of the admins, all 9 of us are between 17, 18, and 19. All
Wow.
of us.
But then
There's not
again,
even
in comparison to the demographic, you guys are the higher echelon of the group.
yes, maybe 20 actually. I think over 20, but that's about it. Yeah.
No. It's like freaking K and D. At least to me, like I'm old and bitter, so yeah.
Oh, come on, Scratch.
What?
You can't be old and bitter.
I am. My life is a lie. Every breath I take just gets me one step closer to death's door. All that cool shit, you know, existential crises.
Lol.
Yeah. You know,
um,
what's life if you can't just like, I don't know, make fun of
again, I would like to say that those of you who are actually listening to the podcast, if you guys have any questions for Snow Fangs that we haven't covered, please just pop them in here. We've got a half an hour left of like a little bit of a chat with him. So again, if you have any interesting questions that you want to ask him or anything along that line, you know, let us know. We'll put it forward. But yeah,
Is the site mostly image sharing, or is there actually room for other stuff like let's say featured animations or stuff like that? If anyone does something like that, because I know you want to get into animation, so is that something you might be looking towards? for the site?
Yes. Um,
Mm.
it, it's both between media and sort of general text or messages, but media does seem to be the predominant in the group. There's a lot of pictures going around, and unfortunately, it does kind of drown the text stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If I could have my way, I would have a column for pictures and stuff and a column for text, but unfortunately, I have to deal with what Google gives me. Yeah, no, I do also tell members we've had a request before for literature, and I always tell members if there's enough following for something, I'll more than willing make a place for it somehow. So if there's enough people wanting to do something, I'll organize it for them. If
Okay.
people want to do animations, then I'll do it.
Okay. One of the questions that Raccoon has here is that with the whole Zootopia hype and everything like that, have you seen an increase in requests to join?
Um,
Yeah, that's a good question. Are there any like noticeable spikes when something like Zootopia gets announced, or like the new wave of furries joining?
If somebody could just tell me when it was announced, I could tell you that. Has anybody got a date for me when that was announced?
It started getting like a lot of hype around mid-year last year.
April 17th, 2015, by any chance?
Could be that. That sounds kind of accurate.
Oh
No
man,
Google.
there was quite an increase at that around about that stage.
When was the first trailer released?
This is when it will be released.
End of December was a new trailer. Anything like that? Any spike there?
End of December. Yeah, we went from 7,490 to 7,820 between December 19th and December 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
December 24th, actually. It's a huge increase then, yes.
And
One of the
increase
biggest
in the past 2 days?
in the past 2 days, yes, explosive, but for a specific reason. Like I said, we've had to close the community because of trolls, and that's left us with a big problem. We've been inundated with join requests. So just yesterday I decided I'm going to take a risk. I got all the moderators together and we've agreed to open the community and let everyone who's still pending a join request join. And just be ready if there's any trolls. And we increased by 480 people.
Jeez. Nice. Oh,
So
it says here the first Zootopia trailer came onto YouTube in June 2011. 2011.
Wow.
11th of June, I mean.
11th of June. There was a tiny little spike between the 13th and the 19th, but it's not that predominant that I can really tell, but I can see there was a bit of a spike. I wonder what happened on April the 17th then, because there was a big one.
No idea.
I think it was. Yeah, I think wasn't that that could have been the announcement of Zootopia as a whole.
Could be.
Because I remember I saw that they actually released sort of a very suspect picture of a fox. I think he was holding a jacket or something, and a massive crowd of bunnies behind him.
Nope.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. It was sort of sketchy, rough, cartoony looking. Yeah, I remember that.
And there were a couple of articles zooming around about this sort of rumor of Zootopia or some sort of new furry based movie that would be coming out soon.
I remember the Tumblr posts. My fandom is ready.
I remember, or I could just imagine if they decide to redo Robin Hood.
I have a very good one for that. I have like a little funny comic-y thing between Robin Hood and what's it, Nick Wilde or something like that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, I don't think the story doesn't really hold up as much. Like, people are expecting like more. The story of Robin Hood, I think, is kind of overdone. So even if they redo it, it's not really gonna it's gonna appeal to the old people.
Yeah.
To the old fans, and that's about it.
I think Robin Hood has its place. It has a big place, but it has its place that nothing's really gonna move it out of that place.
That's very true.
Unless Disney decides to want to have more money.
Ugh. Mm.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I know, but it's like, ugh. My hatred for Disney is well documented.
yeah. Once again, Raccoon coming up with the wonderful thing about the voice of Robin Hood also passing away the past, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Oh my
A
word!
lot of people
Everyone's
have been dying.
dying. That's
I know, right?
so sucky.
Yeah.
I mean, jeez. I still remember when it was such a big thing that, man, the guy who
Comedian.
sang.
Robin
Yeah,
Williams.
of course, Robin Williams, and then I think I think before him, the lead singer for, goodness, now I can't remember his name now.
Oh,
There was
most.
Ronnie James Dio passed away as well.
Oh,
Big,
And then there was the
big
one, what's
Lemmy.
Lemmy.
From Motorhead, yeah.
the guy from Too Fast, the Furious or something like that. That was freaking huge.
Yeah,
Well, what's his name? Paul Walker.
yeah.
Those
But
are-
it's unfortunate though. I mean, like you can actually see, live as you die. I guess. Massive car crash.
Live as
One
you
of
die or die as you live.
Die as you live, or whichever way.
I don't know. Okay. Who else was there that was recently like?
And he,
Oh yeah, before that Satoru Iwata, like from
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That was big in some circles.
yeah.
lots of very very big fan base, or what do you call it? Pop culture people passing away now. It seems like the average age is like 69 at this point. So
Yep.
watch out. Somebody please find immortality before Ian McKellen passes away.
Oh, dude, no. Yeah. Okay, let's not hold our breath. I mean, Ian is pretty old. Sir Ian.
Yeah. Then of course Alan Rickman. Yeah, again, like Raven's song says, they got bored of the 27 Club. Notably, I don't know about how many furries might have passed away recently, though, and
I don't know if anybody ever remembers, but about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was a big sort of, I'm not sure, at least on Google Plus, there was a furry who died. He was a paramedic, and he died while heading out on a call out or whatever you
Yeah.
call it. And he
Yeah.
actually they had an accident, and that was Lemonade Coyote.
I
Thank
was
you.
about to
Wolf.
say
Yeah.
lemonade something.
Lemonade
Yeah.
Coyote, yeah, that was very sad, and I'll never forget that. I didn't know him. I've never seen him. I haven't heard about him, but just it's the feelings, man, the feelings.
Mm.
It's never fun.
Yeah, there was that girl who was 16, I think, who died during the ISIS attacks in Paris.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
vaguely remember that. Ugh.
And oddly enough, on the muck, even there was somebody who'd passed away. They actually held a funeral for them on the muck, where they actually created an area and then, sort of spoke about the person.
Yeah.
Jeez. And I mean, obviously, furry's been around since the late 1980s, early 1980s, at least. Raccoon will probably come up with a date. In fact, I expect it from him now. But yeah, I mean, so it's been around for, 20 odd years, 30 years maybe, 35 we'll say.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, that's an interesting sort of perspective. We're sorry, Neon, for being so morbid. But yeah, I mean, this is something that we have to think about. Like, I mean, we've got our fair amount of young furs around. We've got a fair amount of older furs. I mean, anything from, in their 80s to 12.
Yeah. Such is
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and again,
Unless you're a dragon.
anybody else have any more questions as well? Like, please just, pop them through. We're more than willing to listen to you guys.
Throw it in there. Throw it in there.
Yeah. Any other communities that you joined when you started aside from Google Plus, or was Google Plus your first stop?
No, my first stop was It was called Furry Life, Furries for Life, Furries Life, or something like that. I can't remember. Furries Life, and that was my first stop. Uh, I found out about furries via Yahoo Answers, and Furries Life was my first stop.
Yahoo Answers?
Yes, Yahoo Answers.
People still use it.
Oh, the
I
single most unreliable source of information.
You know, a couple years ago, I loved Yahoo Answers. It was a lot of fun asking questions and answering questions. So that's where I went when I needed to know what these things were that I was seeing. Like I didn't have a name for them. They were animal people, and then that animal people got me the word I was looking for, and I got that word through Yahoo Answers.
Okay.
It's interesting how Yahoo actually became relevant. Again. Rough.
Yeah, for like the
I mean,
first time ever.
Yeah, I mean Yahoo was relevant for me back in 2001. And then it became irrelevant as soon as I had Google.
Mm.
And then that was about it. But that's the weird thing. Google Plus actually uses like you ask, "What is this?" and Yahoo Answers is literally still one of the very top search points.
Look, as long as you're not using Bing, then I don't hate you.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say this. Microsoft has a long way to catch up if they plan on making that in any way like a decent search engine. No offense, but like it's not good.
Haha, duck, go.
Yeah, I know about DuckDuckGo. It's basically just like Google with stripped out ads, right?
Was it? I think
Yeah.
there was a time. I can't quite 100% remember it, but Google wanted to sell to Yahoo, and Yahoo turned them down.
Oh boy, they're kicking themselves now.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it was Yahoo, but Google tried to sell. It was either to Yahoo or something down those lines, and then they said, "No, it's fine. We'll skip out on it for now."
This is a purely South African thing, but who remembers aardvark.co.za?
Yeah,
It was
Aardvark.
like an
but that
Afrikaans
died.
search engine.
Oh,
You literally sound like someone just smacked you.
you know what? I think I need that though. I think I need that for my research tasks and projects and things like that. I
Google
wouldn't mind having
Scholar,
that.
dude. For research tasks, Google Scholar.
Yeah.
Nah, but I mean Afrikaans stuff.
Yeah.
Google Scholar.
Really?
Mm.
I don't
Oh
know
my
how
goodness.
Google Scholar's support for Afrikaans is, but yeah.
Remember, Scratch, like, the thing is that a lot of the time, a lot of universities tend to publish online as well. And the thing is that if you look at like universities like Stellenbosch, University of Pretoria, all of the sort of Afrikaans-esque universities, Bloemfontein, they are allowed to publish in Afrikaans. And the thing is that you can find German articles on there, you can find Russian articles on there, you can find Japanese articles on there, so why not Afrikaans? It is an academically accepted language, so they
Not in
must
my
have.
department, but okay.
No, not in your department, no.
Chrome got you a virus?
What?
Chrome doesn't give viruses. Chrome gets
No.
rid of.
It's not about Chrome, it's about what you download.
Or even hit by the
Smooth criminal.
smooth.
No, something pretty crazy happened to me not long ago. My hard drive started packing up, right? So it's just started crashing, and it was a 3 terabyte. But anyway, so it just crashed, right? And just 2 days later, somebody hacked my PayPal account and bought a hard drive. The hard drive was sent to somewhere in Russia, but that was the case. My hard drive crashed, and somebody hacked my PayPal and bought a hard drive. And I'm assuming just so they could laugh in my face about it.
Oh wow,
That's weird.
that's crappy.
Yeah.
Just
All right, kids, careful what you download.
Yeah. No.
Don't be clicking on no random things.
Yeah. But then again, like those download sites have like a million freaking buttons. Which one's the right one?
Yeah. It's like Click this button to download your Java upload. Even though this is a site that is completely and utterly safe, we have 300 of these buttons somewhere.
Yeah.
You click
Yeah.
on one and it just goes, "Hi, you're downloading a download manager that's going to download the thing that you want to download."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Just give me the freaking file. Oh,
Yeah.
hell, man. Oh, download managers, motherfuckers. I don't get that.
And you're never 100% sure if you can trust the downloader.
Yeah, I like barely ever, unless I know it's like, oh, this is definitely, I don't know, like an Adobe
Yeah.
Acrobat update or definitely a Java update kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm. But even Java is somehow Java is so user unfriendly. Like their web page, if you want to have 64-bit, you have to go download, and then you go download, and you're downloading the 32-bit version. You kind of sitting there going like, I don't need this. I need the 64-bit version so I can play fucking Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah, the website's kind of user unfriendly. The language itself is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, look, I mean, I wouldn't disagree there, but I mean, just seriously. Also, why does it have a download of 50 megabytes every single 2 weeks?
I do not know. I legitimately do not have an answer for that.
It's just so horrifying.
Mm.
I'm
Think of-
disgusted.
Then again, the same question could be asked, like, oh, why does frickin' Adobe update so frequently? Like, seriously, how much can you still change about a PDF reader?
No, we can make it even slower to open up your PDF file.
Oh my god, it's slow.
Wow, random furry topics here.
Yeah, totes furry.
Yeah, well, we're a computer place.
Are we?
And again, Victor, because everyone lives in US with fast internet.
Yeah.
What about Russia, man? Leaving them out?
Oh, dude. I don't know, man. I don't trust the Ruskies.
You
Yeah,
don't like
especially-
Russians? Aw.
Especially since my PayPal money went to somewhere called Omsk in Russia.
Omsk.
Omsk. Hey.
Omsk.
I think I know where that is.
Yeah,
Could be wrong,
it's
though.
the purchase was made by Simon 458359175 whatever, and it was sent to somewhere in Omsk.
Wow.
Well, Omsk has a new drive.
Yeah, I hope Simon enjoys it. Hard-earned money.
Mhm.
Bastards.
Did you actually get that money back?
I did get the money back, yes. I reported it to PayPal, and they told me they would have it done in 10 business days. It took them only half an hour.
Wow.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that they can see that all my purchases have been made to Liam, and they've been sent to Neisner. I'm pretty sure that this one purchase going to Simon with a very long number, somewhere in Omsk, was quite alarming.
Yeah. Huh, good on PayPal.
Yeah, I was very pleased with that. I just hope that they follow up on Simon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Damn you, Simon. Simon says, I need a hard drive.
You know,
One rule.
you know how awesome it would have been if he'd actually sent the hard drive to my address. Then I would
That'd
have
be
been.
awesome.
Then I would have been like, "Good job, man. Good
What?
job."
World's most polite hacker.
Yes.
Like, oh, I see your system is like crashing. Here, let me order you like preemptively a new hard drive.
Because I was the one who broke it in the first place.
Yeah, so
You downloaded my file. Oh shit, I'm sorry.
yeah.
That wasn't meant for you, that was meant for the US government.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm really bad at scripting. This keylogger is just horrible.
I don't know,
I
I managed
admit
to get I managed to get Hillary Clinton and Liam like mixed up together.
Well, Hillary with her emails.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we have any more furry topics to talk about.
Well,
Maybe Simon's a
what's
furry.
what's a furry topic that's close to your heart?
Hum.
The death of traditional art.
Ha. 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 Ha.
Could you stop
Oh.
doing that? That is legitimately disturbing. It sounds like someone wringing out a cat.
Oh man.
Oh God! Wow.
Who the hell was that? Is that Doge?
That's Doge. Yeah.
Uh,
Any case, yeah.
I don't know.
I just want to say thank you for those 3 new watches I got on Fur Affinity.
Mhm.
Score. Yeah, anything you need to plug? Like, do you guys? Yeah, you obviously don't have a Patreon. I mean, Google pays for everything.
Yeah.
Any art? Like, where do you host your art?
I would like to host my art on Fur Affinity, but it's not going so well for me.
Also,
Well,
18
if I
enough.
if I look at if I look at my if I look at my DeviantArt, I have like 9,574 page views, and if I look at Fur Affinity, I have 714.
for
So
the
Oh,
I
that's
same amount
okay.
of content.
same amount of content, which is
Over the same amount of
107
years.
117 submissions. No, they're about 50-50, so 2 years on the one year on the other one.
Yeah, no worry, you'll pick it up.
I hope so. It
Mm.
feels.
Also,
I
yeah.
don't know what I'm doing wrong, man.
Also,
You're
the
doing
FA crowd is
everything.
smaller, like by a factor like 10
Yeah.
at least.
And obviously
People
DeviantArt plugs art a lot better than Fur Affinity does.
It
Let's
definitely
put
does.
it out
people
there.
say the reason is because I don't put enough porn on it.
That is also very true.
That's actually very wrong. Like the thing is that there are people who have been doing like traditional non-porn art for years and years and years, and many people follow them. So keep
Yeah.
doing what you're doing and go for it.
All right. Thank you, man. I'll keep at it.
So, oh yes. Well, why don't we actually plug you're obviously doing commissions, aren't you?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So, if you can find it, we have him on
FA.
FA and on DeviantArt, and just speak to him, and yeah, just there it is.
Do you go by the same handle all places?
Same handle, all places. Yeah.
Actually, there is a question. A person from Croatia, who's a new furry. His name is Felix Wolf. He's asking on the furry.fm side. He's asking. He's just made a skeleton for his persona. Do you have any advice for how he can sort of move on from there?
A skeleton persona.
Well, a
That is
skeleton for his persona.
Like
okay. Okay. Sort of like a
Hmm.
design type thing.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe where to start.
Well. Well. I'm not quite sure what to say to that. I would just say take some time to. Well, if he obviously knows what sort of species he is, or if he doesn't, just take the time to look around. It's just to observe. I mean, use Fur Affinity, use any site or medium that you want, and just observe and see how things work, and see if you can get any inspiration from it. Don't just try and start bland and just like do whatever. Just take some time to look at things and to see what you might like, and then play with it. Don't stick with one thing. Just keep molding it and keep playing with it until it's right for you.
Interesting thing, just on that. Since you have the demographics with you, he's from Croatia. Find out how many furries are in Croatia for him.
Croatia.
Or at least on that group.
Yeah. So on the, jeez. Obviously, if you've looked at the chat, Felix, you'll see that there is a link there to this group, the furries community, and then just add yourself there. But we'll figure out how many people from Croatia are there for you.
We have 0 people.
From Croatia.
Wow, so he's the first person from Croatia?
Not
he
a
joined?
single. Not a single login, not a single bounce, not a single view.
Oof.
Oof. Well, that's probably one more. No, actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, what's it? Serbia has like 7, and of them, many are creepy.
Wow.
This is coming from a Serbian person that I spoke to. So yeah, it's difficult, especially I think in the Eastern European countries that isn't Russia.
The Eastern Bloc.
Yeah.
Why do they call the Eastern Bloc? Like, where does the block part come from?
It's a big group of things that have just randomly been like broken up as they had wars, I guess.
Okay.
Bosnia was there, and then Bosnia isn't there anymore. It's not Bosnia Herzegovina.
Bosnia sound of a heart attack.
I just I just wanna comment on Yod Fox saying that a lot of furs on FA want Yov, and that I must try to make a point and keep it safe. I've gotten comments from people before saying, "Whoa, my account has for work stuff," and they really appreciate that. And those comments are pretty great. I would like to keep it like that, but thanks for that advice again.
Rako actually mentions to our friend from Croatia that there are in fact people in Poland that he might be able to connect with at least. I think they're not too far away from one another. Yeah, just over the border, yeah.
My geography fails me. I have no idea.
No. Any case, so we've got about 4 minutes left, so this is the time that we kind of thank everybody for listening and enjoying the podcast. I know that it's very low energy in comparison to what we do, but then again, sometimes you need to be a little bit chill and not as
Yeah,
hyped.
it's hot. I can't think. Like, ugh.
Tell me about it.
With this, and it's literally not affecting me at all.
How does the heat not affect you?
I'm talking about the energy. We've got a he's coming through the door.
Yeah, you're roboting a little, but yeah, I think it should pass. Hopefully.
It should pass. I think it should be fine. Can you?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay. So, anyways, thank you, Snow Fangs, for joining us and letting us hear a little bit of insight of your group and everything like that. We hope you guys grow exponentially from here on out. And obviously, those of you who want to, please join him and get some give it. Yeah, and his art will improve
Whoa.
more. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
I think we've kind of lost you. You're gonna have to like restate the last 15 seconds.
Get commissions from Snow Fangs.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And jeez. Okay, I got to do this quickly then, right?
Yep.
Okay. So thank you, Kinkin today, Ravensong, Victor, Honan, Raccoon, Cuddle Wolf, Waffles, Neon, Snow Fangs again, whoop-de-doo, Rocket
Whoa.
Dog, Arashi, Neon, 2 Neons, and Yod Fox on the Fur Stream side, and obviously on the furry.fm side, our lone Croatian wolf. Hopefully he'll find a whole bunch of friends soon, maybe from Poland, maybe from anywhere else. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's a howl out from us.
Cool.
Anyway.
You never know. There might always just be somebody there who's a furry, but they're not saying they're a furry, and you just don't even know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, shout out to Croatia, shout out to Fur Stream for once again helping us out here with our podcast and letting us put it into a very nice medium to put onto YouTube. And then obviously to furry.fm once again for both of these two groups. They do have Patreon accounts. The diva.
Subscribe.
But
love,
Scratch is
give money.
blue. Subscribe, give the money, because the thing is that like what they're doing is literally for the furry community, to give us music, to allow us to be on here, to be able to do all this kind of stuff. Next week, Scratch, how are you on our guest?
Still radio silent. I'm trying my best. I'm gonna start pushing some more.
Yes, please shoot.
Poke.
Poke all those
Poke
things,
him. Poke him,
Let's all
don't shoot.
poke him.
Okay.
Please don't. Otherwise, so in follow-up, actually, we do have a person who will be joining us somewhere in February. Nuka, or Courtney, Dr. Courtney, can't remember his surname. Courtney, oh man, goddamn. His surname. Plante, who will be joining us sometime in February. She's a PhD in social psychology, and she's been the one who's been running the furry related surveys and things like that from con to con to figure out more about what furries are all about.
Sweet.
E.
Oh, that's exciting.
E. Because it's Courtney. I keep saying she because Courtney is a female name.
It's technically unisex.
Yeah, it is technically unisex, but
I've never heard a guy called Courtney.
I have.
Yeah.
Any case.
One now, two.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So yeah.
I had a great time, guys. Thanks for inviting me here today.
It's a big pleasure.
Glad you did.
Yeah.
And just Snow Fangs, just hold on for us at the end of the podcast. Obviously, we have a couple of things that we need to ask of you.
Oh, okay.
And then, please enjoy the rest of the music on furry.fm as well. For those of you who tend to stick around, listen to the music that's coming up. Going to plug this quickly. So it's on Sunday. Let's see. Sunday after South-afrifur, they have blues and jazz from 10 p.m. or from when we stop up until 1 a.m. So yeah, if you guys want to stick around, they've got a bit of blues and jazz coming through. And enjoy the rest of your day / evening / morning. From our side, bye-bye.
So yeah, bye-bye guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.